one of the things that we saw a lot on TV at the PGA was just your pre-visualization routine when before the shot, and you're very consistent with it, and we'd love to just hear your thoughts about talk us through the routine, and we'll go through your mind.
It's kind of been a work in progress over the years, really just trying to trial and error more so, just kind of get the best way or the most efficient way for me to feel comfortable going into a shot.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, every golfer goes through a shot where some days they'll be concentrating a little bit more, and some days they won't be concentrating as hard as they were. And sometimes they'll go into a shot and not really think about it and hit a shot and it'll go into the trees and wonder why. And you just weren't concentrating hard enough on your target.
Right.
So, I used to visualize. I used to struggle visualizing with my eyes open, really trying to pick a shot, whether it was a fade or a draw or high-low. So my coach one day, Colin, said, "Why don't you just close your eyes? Aaron Badley does it." So I started closing my eyes at a very young age. I was like 14, 15 years old. So I started closing my eyes, and that's kind of how that came along. But really, it's very simple. I try and I take 2 practice swings before my shot. I just really try and mimic what I'm trying to accomplish. And for the most part, I'm just trying to hit a high bomb draw. So I just try and get the feeling of getting the club on the inside just a little bit, because that's where I feel the most powerful, is just getting the club on the inside. And then when I come back, I close my eyes. And when I close my eyes, I see a picture of myself standing like right here. So I'm standing there. I'm about to hit the shot, and I visualize my swing, go back, and then go through, and I see the ball come out. And then I see how it goes, where it lands, and how it bounces. So when I close my eyes, I visualize that, and I make sure, especially last week, I make sure that I don't hit the shot or don't stop visualizing until I'm fully comfortable with that visual. So after I do that, then I come in, and say for instance, I'm picking the tower. I'll be coming in, looking at the tower, but I know where the ball is because I've got my awareness at the ball. And then once I change my eyes to the ball, my awareness is going back out to that tower, and then I look up to the tower and know exactly where it is. And then I come back, throw my awareness back at the ball, and then I stand over it. And my last thing is taking that one little, kind of, I guess, that little, because we're so static, I just don't want to go straight back. So I just want to make sure that I have that one little waggle, and then think about my target and just hit it as hard as I can. So the biggest thing is to aim small, miss small. It's like when you're shooting at a target, right? You don't shoot at the whole target, especially if you have a gun or a bow and arrow. You're trying to hit that little centerpiece. So with golf, it's hard to kind of hit golf balls like this, because you can't.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing for me is to really kind of visual and think about my target.
Yeah.
And then I just go ahead and just hit it as hard as I can.
Interesting.
So that's kind of how I go about my pre-shot routine, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But lately, I've been very disciplined enough to go and say I'm not going to hit the shot until I'm comfortable.
You feel ready.
Yeah, ready.
Yeah. Do you do that on, like, what kind of shots do you do that on every shot?
I do it on every shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do it on